Good morning, everyone. It is Friday the 25th of January. It's 8:30 and we've just woken up, haven't we? We have. We have. Someone had a very big sleep last night. I think that's about 12 and a half hours. She only woke at 6:30. I gave her a bit of a bottle and she rolled over and went straight back to sleep. So, hello. So that's us. I was up fairly late last night. I was preparing my skin. Good morning. For a tan this morning, and no kisses. No kisses for Mama. So can kiss? No kisses for Mama. So hello. You want to make sure that your skin's really exfoliated. Hello. That it's exfoliated, that you've shaven, and that it's nice and moisturised. If you're going to do any waxing, you need to do that obviously the day before. And I also, if I was going to get my eyebrows tinted or something, would do that either the day before. Where's Layla now? The day before or after. I wouldn't do it the day of the tan or even when the tan is fresh. I've done it when the tan's fresh and it went a bit greeny, like the tint went a bit of a funny colour. So yeah, so I always make sure that I do that. So someone's in a really good mood this morning. So we'll get up, we'll have breakfast, and then I'll get the tan review sorted, I think. So that'll be our day today. Okay guys, in the bathroom ready to do my first tan. I just got a pair of swimmer top on. You can see where when I was breastfeeding I've leaked and it's now stained, so needless to say the swimmer top doesn't get out much. And I definitely do not have any tan on at the moment. I am very freckly. Just from my last video from the preparation last night, that's the loofah glove that I was talking about. $3 I think from Woolies is all they are. They come in a pair so it makes it nice and easy. The Aveeno moisturiser, I swear by it. Everyone has their own little things that they like, and that is what I use daily. Even when the tan's on, I use it morning and night just to keep it nice and hydrated. Today, I'm going to be using a tan mitt. Tan mitts I found, because I have done a few foam tans lately, to be the best things ever. And I'm sure everybody that has done this in the past will know already. I just bought a Bondi Sands one. I think I got it from Priceline. I did put it in the wash after last week, so I hope it's still going to work okay. But essentially, it's just a nice bit of material, and I tried the first time using my hands. Needless to say, I needed to bleach my hands at the end, and I found it quite hard to get nice and smooth. So make sure you get yourself a good one of those. I swear by the base by Lara Bingle. I use her LB cream every day. So I thought her tan mitt would be amazing, but I found it had like a rough edge on the outside and I couldn't use it. So back to Bondi Sands it is. Today we are going to test out the MineTan Luxe Foamed Oil in the ultra dark, because I do like to go really dark. I love MineTan. I use MineTan when I was spray tanning in Newcastle, and I used it for quite some time. I did use a lot of other brands before that, but that was the one that I stuck to. I swear by a violet base on my skin in any brand. Just see how they are. So reading a little bit from this bottle. So it's the MineTan Luxe Foamed Oil Ultra Dark. This one says that it's a hydrate base. It says it's a 1 hour express tan. When I was spraying, 1 and 2 hours is never enough for anyone. Some girls leave it on for 4. Some of them I would even sleep in, even if they said 1 hour. But you need to be careful that it doesn't over-process, because that's another way that you're going to throw orange. So you really just need to work out your limitations as you can. An ultra dark brown finish infused with 7 decadent oils to deeply hydrate and repair skin. That's the reason why I chose this one to start with. I was going to just start with the plain MineTan Ultra Dark Violet base, which is what I use, but we can come back to that. This caught my eye instead. So it says, moisturising antioxidants and oils, fast drying, that's good. No orange tones, even better, and no fake tan smell. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So for a streak-free self-tan, apply to clean, exfoliated skin using our bronze-on applicator mitt. Allow a few minutes before putting on clothes. Use sparingly on elbows, knees, ankles. Wash hands after application. 1 hour express tan. Choose how dark you want to go. Showering 1 hour for a natural tan. Leave on for longer for a deeper, darker colour finish. Rinse with lukewarm water only for 45 seconds. Do not use soap or scrubs. That's a really important point. When you're washing off your tan, and this is what I would tell everybody after they have spray tan with me, don't use any soaps, don't use a face washer. Literally get in there and let the water wash the top coat off, because I don't know about every tan, but all the tans that I've used so far will continue to develop, and they actually leave a residue on the skin, the bronzer, and that will continue to develop, some over the next 12 to 24 hours. If you are using soap or body wash in that first rinse off, you're going to be removing what you want to be left on your skin. So essentially that first shower is about taking off that ridiculously dark bronzer that most of them have, and taking off the excess, and then what's left on your skin is what's going to continue to develop. Some tans I've used, you have a shower and you think you have nothing on you, and then the next day you wake up and it's amazing. Other tans, you get out, you think it's pretty dark, and that's about as dark as it goes. So it'll be interesting to see how this one is. Then it's important when you get out, you're going to just really lightly use a towel to pat yourself dry, because again, you don't want to move or remove rather what's left on your skin that's going to keep processing. So you're really just going to pat yourself dry nice and lightly, put some nice loose clothes on, and go about your day. Even though you showered, I always tell everybody, don't go out sweating. If you can avoid, too much physical activity or going out on a ridiculously hot day, do. Once you've processed and you showered, it's probably not that bad, but I like to do everything I can in my power to make sure that tan is going to process really nicely, because it's going to last a little. Next, most important thing is, don't forget to moisturise. So while you've got your tan on the next week, 7 to 10 days, depending on what you do, I find if I go swimming, whether it's the ocean or the beach, the colour will fade a lot quicker. But while you're wearing your tan, moisturise in the morning, moisturise in the night, and use a nice, low fragrance, nothing ridiculously spectacular moisturiser, because you don't want too much interfering, or anything that can strip the colour as well. I've had some clients that use coconut oil, and they found that hasn't done anything negative to the colour. So if you normally just use a coconut oil to moisturise, I think you should be fine. And what else am I going to tell you? I think that's about it. Just hydrate. Hydrate. Everybody starts off really strong and will moisturise the first and second day and forget at the end. When you go to get your tan off, it is hard. It is stuck to the dry patches, dry skin areas. You will go patchy, and it's really hard to get it all off evenly. By keeping it moisturised, you're going to keep it on there quite even. And when it's time to come off, it will come off. That's probably something that not many people tell you. But if you want to be able to get your tan off each week for a fresh tan, I tan every week in summer, hydration is the key. It still might look like you've still got a fair bit of tan on when you're ready to get it off, but it will come off that much easier. It is amazing. So I am going to start with my legs. So I'll angle the camera down so that you can see how it goes on. We'll talk about how it feels, and then I'll do the top half. I normally do 2 coats, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to go all over, so I'll do a little bit for you to see, then I'll finish off and we'll come back on. I am going to use the Aveeno though, and just before I start, we're going to moisturise on my elbows there. I actually like to do my hands. My hands are really dry, so I don't like that. I'm going to take a little bit and just do my knees. Oh, there's my towel. Just do my knees, across my ankles. Now, I only have a very sparing amount on here. It's definitely not thick, but it's just going to help that blend in a little bit. Do that as well. I'm going to use my trusty tan mitt. And that just fits on, and I kind of wish though, I do wish that they were a bit longer, because I always, as I'm rubbing in, will get across there, and I feel like I've got to tidy that up at the end. So if anyone out there wants to make a longer tan mitt, or if you can suggest one for me, and I'll try that out,
I would really, really, really love that. I'm downloaded, so we're going to start with the legs. Put a few pumps on. Oh. Okay, so my first impression is that I feel like that's quite an orange brown, which could, smells nice, definitely smells like fake tan though, which could be good, not good. Although I am used to the violet base, which is what I said before, so it is quite normally purple. So let's see how this goes on. Okay, well it's spreading easy. Okay, so it's definitely spreading very easy. I'm not too sure about the colour. Quite orange. It doesn't look like it's got a hint of green in it. So we'll see. Spreading really nicely though. It's nice and definitely not drying too quick, so you can get it spread really well. We'll do the other leg and we'll see. So just looking in the camera compared to what I see in real life, it actually looks a lot darker in real life. So it's actually blending in really nicely. I do my face last, so I'll go over my neck and then I'll blend it again. It's quite nice. In real life though, I do feel like it looks a lot more orange than what it is if I go down to my bum belly. That's probably a good indicator of the difference in the colour. And as you can see, I haven't done my hand yet because the mitts have been on, so I'm going to keep going, guys. I'm going to take these swimmers off, get it all done, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it is. Okay, so I've done the first coat. I do feel quite wet. I haven't done my face, as you can see. I just do one coat at the end and I'll blend it in around the neck, so I'm not worried about that. The colour looks good on the screen that I can see here. I feel like it's a bit orange in real life, but we'll wait to see what it develops. I'm going to go, even though I still feel a bit wet, I'm going to give it a minute and I'm going to do a second coat. I'll fill my legs so we can see how the second coat's going to go on. So that's the difference in the second coat. It's definitely intensified the colour, so to me that's more what I'm after. So just finished the second coat. I feel really wet. I feel like I need to go stand under the air conditioning. Now, what I was talking about before about having a longer mitt is this. You can see some tans come through the mitt, so I'm going to clean that up and clean this area up as well. But it's quite heavy there, and I think that's part of the rubbing. I think you kind of get your hand as you're trying to rub it in. This one's not so bad, but I'm going to show you how to tidy that up. We'll do the face and then we'll tidy this up. So to do the face, I use a makeup brush, just a cheap one. I used to use the mitt, but I'll find it would be really heavy, like in my cracks and around here. And I only just used the brush the other day and I actually really quite liked it. For one coat, I shat myself because I thought my face was darker than everything else and I was really worried about it, but by the time I washed it off, it was actually really perfect and it sat really nicely on my skin. So guys, I'm just going to use the Sports Girl Buff brush. It's got quite a short bristle brush and it's quite dense. The brush I used the other day for the first time was more of a powder brush, and I just felt there was too much length in the bristles to really just get it on there. I was just kind of going over and just really just trying to get it in nice and neat. So I'm literally just going to put a pump on the brush and it's going to look intense. And I'm just going to see how intense it looks. I was really freaking out last week when I did this, but it actually worked out okay. So always do your ears and behind your ears, behind that little bit of hairline there. Telltailing sign you've had a tan. I'm just going to look up in the mirror. And a good spray, I will always make sure they spray behind there too. So as you can see, I look like I could be playing cricket internationally. I've just realised I should have left a bit of my face, so I've left a bit there for comparison. So no tan, and to me that looks real dark, and I was freaking out, but I was really surprised at how nicely it came out last week. So I'm just going to put a little bit more to this side. And probably one thing about this tan being wet is I feel like this is good to do on the face like this. You've got plenty of time to spread it out, really getting that hairline. Go over the top of your hair. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair tonight, so a bit of tan in there, no one will know. So I'm really just trying to spread this around. I do get quite a fair bit of discoloration because of my freckles and my sun damage, which I really need to go see somebody about. So you can see how dark it is. I'm going to have the camera up in the light. So I can see in the camera it looks like there's some there. It's probably just picking up on some of my dry skin. Nice and glowy though. Hi guys, this is definitely a good light if you had a nice face of makeup on. I like fake tan. It makes my eyes look blue, makes your whites look white, and makes your teeth look great. So one thing of a tan, I always feel like you lose 5 kilos when you've got a tan on as well, which is nice. And I can wear white. I can't wear white without a tan. So I'm going to leave that. I'll try and come down. So probably doesn't look like too much difference from my chest to my face in the mirror. It feels like it does, but that gives me a bit of hope. I actually feel like it doesn't look as orange on camera as what it does in real life. The time is 2:12. I'm going to leave this on for 2 hours. Adrian's dad's just arrived, so he's having fun with Layla, which is awesome, which gives me some time to do this. Before I go, I need to show you how to clean up those hands. So, okay, nothing organic about this, nothing natural. Honestly, in all my time cleaning wipes, I used to use Domestos, which I'm sure is worse than a little cleaning wipe, but all I'm going to do is go around here, make sure you get on your fingertips. There's colour on there from the mints. So I'm just kind of, it still looks rank, but if you tidy it up, it can even come down a little bit. And then when we finish off with the mitt on the outside, at the top of the hands, because there's still quite a difference, as you can see. So it's still there. I'm now just going to blend them a little bit. I'm sweaty, I need to get the aircon. So they're dry. They're dry now. And because I still have white hands, I'm going to take my glove and just lightly brush it over, just so that you can pick up enough tan so it blends. Again, my hands are really wrinkly, I really don't like them. So I do get a lot of tan stuck in the creases of my hands. I would love, I think you can do like a hand lift or like get filler or something in them, I don't know. Help me. That was one thing I said to Adrian, I'm just going to put this side, that when we get married I need something done to my hands, otherwise the photographers aren't taking those really nice lovely photos with your rings and everything. It's I'm not too vain about too many things, but about that I am. So I've blended my hands. Would never do them the same colour as my arms, but if you blend them like well enough that you'll have enough tan pick up that you won't know. Just a bit more on this one. It'll blend really well, and then you also don't need to worry about, girls tend to get like white in the webs of their finger. Again, I am going down in those webs to make sure I pick that up, but you don't want too much in there either. So by not doing your hands ridiculous, look, I'm sure if you've got amazing skin and not a wrinkle on your hands, you can tan your whole hands and it's amazing. I can't. So I am wet. I'm going to just show you, this is actually starting to move around. So I'm just going to rub that out. I'm going to get in the air conditioning and I'll see you guys in 2 hours and we'll see, hopefully it dries a bit more than this. So I just went and stood in front of the aircon for maybe about 10 minutes, and that's definitely helped dry it. I still feel a bit wet, but I don't have that physical wetness sitting on top of my skin, so hopefully that's all I need to dry it. I'm now in the bedroom under the fan. I like to be really dry before getting clothes on. I do find if you put something on with straps too early, you'll end up with a bit like of this tan line, like you've been out in the sun. I have that anyway, just there. Not that I tan, that is not my claim to tan, but I do end up with a little strap line by the end of summer. As you can see, I am glowing. I could be on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So we're nearly coming up to the 2-hour mark, and Adrian just told me that I'm really, really orange. So I think you're going to start to see that now. I'm still super dark, but it's definitely a lot more orange than what I like. So I'm hoping once I wash off, it will come down a little bit. The darkness is great. Like, I'm liking the darkness. I'm just not too sure about the tone of it. So fingers crossed it's okay. Okay guys, 2 hours is up. I actually went a little bit over. It's been about 2 hours 20 minutes, so I hope that's not too long. I'm going to get in the shower to wash it off. It has dried really well. It's a little bit sticky, but I've definitely worn stickier, so I don't think it's that bad. I've actually just been rocking around the house in just a little dress. My legs there for you. They don't look that dark on camera, but as you can see, my chest and my face is definitely quite dark. So it's all blended in really well. I don't think it's going to be patchy or anything. So I'm going to jump in the shower. It says, what did it say? Lukewarm 45 seconds. Well, I'll do lukewarm, and then when the water stops running wet, like dirty colour, I'll just get out then. So I had a quick shower. I really just took the nozzle off and I go through every part of my body just until the water runs clear. I don't think it's a bad colour. I always look like I've still got my swimmers on regardless of what tan I use, and that's purely, I think, because I'm so freckly to none, so you do notice the difference, but it's good. And it actually looks quite natural across the top and down my arms. My legs are a little bit light. I don't mind my old tan towel. And I find that my legs will come up a bit lighter anyway, so I sometimes will give them an extra coat. But considering this is just washed all that really dark bronzer off and it's now going to develop, it should develop really quite well. I think the blending on my hands has been really good, around my wrists. Maybe I missed a line in there, but we'll see how that develops. So guys, I just got ready to go out with the girls. This tan's pretty dark. I actually had to cleanse my face just to tone it down a little bit. Ada was saying that it was a bit orange and a bit overdone. So we'll see how it is when I get back. I'll take some footage while we're out so you can all see what it's like. Hey guys, it is day one post-tan. It's definitely ultra dark. I think if you're after a dark tan, it's definitely the tan for you. It's probably, I feel maybe a little bit dirty on my face, but nothing a cleanse, I guess, won't do. I did cleanse yesterday when I was washing it off, which you don't normally do, so I thought that would have taken a fair bit off. And I also cleansed last night when I got home and had a shower. So I have already cleansed, but I do definitely feel it's probably a bit dark for me on the face. The body though, I love. It is probably a little bit more of an orangey colour than what I'm used to. I think the violet base, which I normally use, might suit my skin a little bit better. But it's definitely quite a dark, intense tan. The test will be today, so we're going swimming in one of the girls' pool this afternoon, so we'll see how it holds up. We are down at the TSR today, which is a beautiful spot to swim, so I'm about to get in now and go do that. Hey guys, it is Sunday 27th of January 2019. I'm inside in the air conditioning. It's very, very warm today. I don't think it's quite 40, but it's definitely up there. I thought I'll just give you an update on day two of the tan. I did use the MineTan Luxe Foamed Oil in the Ultra Dark. Yesterday I definitely felt like it was too dark on my face. If you were covering it with makeup it would probably be fine. I just found it a little bit uneven. Could just be because I was a bit dry. I liked the colour yesterday. I really liked how dark it was. I did think it was a little bit of an orange undertone that I didn't really like. I think if you had skin that tanned easily or had a bit of colour underneath it naturally, it would be really, really nice. We spent a fair bit of time in the river yesterday, and then I spent a decent amount of time in the chlorine in a pool at my friend's house in the afternoon. I was really worried that the tan would be completely gone today. Sometimes I find going in the chlorine it can go a little bit patchy as well. It's definitely not patchy. Every time I look on this camera I don't feel like I feel very dark compared to when I look down at me, so I don't know if it's a good representation. I don't think it's a good representation of how dark it actually is. I actually really like it after spending all that time in the water yesterday. So I'd say if I didn't spend that time in the water yesterday, I might have got to this point maybe tomorrow, the next day. But I had a girlfriend come over today, and she actually commented, and she asked if I'd actually tanned naturally, which is a little bit of a joke. I guess miracles do happen, but she said that it actually looked really good and she couldn't tell if it was a fake tan or a real tan. So that's good. That's really good. I think though that's contributed to that harshness being washed off yesterday. Oh hey Jynx, come say hello. There you go. So Jynx just kind of roams free. Come here. Come say hello to everyone. Oh, she's a little cutie. So if anyone wanted to know, Jynx is an English Staffy. She's a blue colour. Come here. Which gives it that beautiful grey kind of colour. And she will be 8 this year, 8 in July. So now you know with the camera. So she's been hanging around. So back to the tan. Great. I think if you're really fair and don't have a lot of colour naturally, I don't think this is probably the right colour for you or the right base. I definitely felt a little bit too orange yesterday, even though it settled down today after being in the pool for so long. I think this tan is perfect for anyone that likes a really dark tan. It definitely was good, was dark, and if you left it on a little bit longer, it would definitely hold that colour too, I think. I think if you have a bit of your natural colour underneath, if you normally tan fairly easy, I think that would be a really lovely colour for you. It's the hydrate base. I don't have a colour to give you that, I don't know if it's a violet or a green. I think it's a quad base, so it's a bit of a mix of everything. But probably not the best tan if you're super fair like me. If you're somebody that throws a little bit of orange, I think we should try a different base. Essentially though, it feels really nice on my skin. I'm not too dry. I have used some tans before where I feel really dry all the time and then it goes a bit scaly. So yeah, I think it actually feels really quite nice on. It's definitely not patchy yet. It is only day 2, but as I said, I spent a lot of time in the water yesterday, so it could have gone downhill fairly fast. I will do just one last video, I think in a couple of more days' time, just to really let you know how it fades, if it fades evenly or not. But so far it's good. My hands are really quite good. My feet are good as well. If I stand up, it's not really, that in the camera makes my legs look really, really, really white, and they're really not that white. So I think it's purely a lighting issue, which is something that we'll sort out together. So far though, MineTan, the Luxe Foamed Oil, really nice. I think I need a different colour in it. Can you please leave in the comments what tans you'd like me to review, and then I'll work on getting a hold of some of them. I'll get a hold of different depths, different colours, and we'll see what kind of database we can build. If you've got any questions, either about myself, about the tan, about the channel, leave that down below as well, and we can do a bit of a Q&A and answer anything you've got for us. Hi guys, Bec here from Bec and Laila. I just wanted to do a final chat about the MineTan Luxe Foamed Oil in the Ultra Dark. It's been over a week now since I did that review and I have absolutely no tan left. I actually scrubbed last night ready for my next tan review, so I will be doing that today. Essentially though, I would say the tan lasted maybe about 5 days, but I spent a hell of a lot of time in the water swimming, even after Australia Day, so I think it's not too bad. It didn't come off patchy at all though. It was really, really nice coming off. I did stay moisturised though, which, as I said earlier, that is one of the tricks to keeping the tan good. I did do a little sneaky. I wouldn't normally do this, but I had somewhere to go. So on the 5th day, I quickly just redid my arms, my legs, and my face, because that's all you could see. And it actually sat pretty nice. And normally I wouldn't do that. I would always exfoliate first before I do anything like that. But I really just had to duck out and wear something nice. So I think that's a really good plus side for this tan. Again, I think if you're really, really fan, maybe not the tan for you. It is really quite dark. Maybe a little bit orange for me, but as you can see, I'm really fair, and I'm so freckly at the moment because I've been out in the sun a lot. So I think if you have a bit of natural colour yourself, if you tan normally, I think it would be a really, really nice tan. It wore really well. It didn't really smell too much like a fake tan either. That first day after you initially did the first wash off, yes, you could smell it, but definitely couldn't smell it after that. And it came off really nice. It faded really well. It wasn't patchy. It didn't come off scaly or anything, but I did stay moisturised. So make sure when you're tanning, you're moisturising morning and morning and night. I do it when I jump out of the shower. That way it's just a habit. And I do that every day anyway, but that is definitely the trick. I am all exfoliated, all scrubbed off, ready for my next tan. I will be doing that tonight. I'm going to keep you guessing as to what it is, but it is something you can get from your local chemist. So I look forward to doing that. Don't forget to please like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what tans you'd like to see. Hey guys, Bec here from Bec and Laila. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching that first tan review. It went forever, so I'm still learning iMovies and I am starting to get there, but what I did was put all of my clips in the bit where you like edit. And then when I got to so far, I was like, oh, this could be part 1 and then the final bit can be part 2. And then when I was trying to split them, I don't know how to, and I couldn't get the clips I'd already edited out so I could put them back into a new movie, and it's just a nightmare. So this one went super, super long. I won't also be doing all the intro and all the lead up like I did in this one, which was like what the first probably third of it was about. So moving on, it will just be the tan reviews and it'll be a lot quicker, but I felt like I had a little bit to explain about the way I do things and why I do things for that first one. So coming up, we do have a second one. I did learn a lot from this first one though. I definitely need to sort out what lighting is best in my house. The bathroom looks good, but it definitely doesn't show how dark it is. You'll also see that I spend some time and I sit down in the lounge room, so it's got a really nice window that the light comes through. So I don't know, I need to work out somewhere where I can film, where it's good lighting, but where it's also going to show you the colour, so it represents the colour really well. So I'm still learning. Other than that, I think it was just, mainly the new lighting, maybe kind of wear some consistency in my clothes when I'm filming each day so that you can, see the colour difference. Other than that, though, I had a great time doing it. I'm in Mudgee, as you know, and we don't have a lot of variety in terms of shops. So I can only see so many tans. I'm about to start Googling so that I can order some. But if there's a particular tan that you like, let me know what it is, and as long as I can buy it online, I would love to review it. So we are coming into the cooler months now. We're about to get into autumn. So in terms of colours, I will definitely be looking at the lighter and the medium bases rather than the darks and the ultra darks. But that's a good test because lighter colours, tans, I find, look more orange sometimes than what the darker ones do. So that'll be interesting. So we'll have a look at that. Plan is I still tan throughout winter. I tan all year round. Generally in winter I don't have to tan as often, but I still like my chest and my arms and my face to have a little bit of colour just because I'm so pale. So I still do plan to tan quite a fair bit. The point is, though, is that if we can try enough brands, I will know what brands we would like to come back to try their really dark colours for summer. And that will give us, a good building block for the database that I'm trying to build. So thank you again for watching that first video. I do have more to come, so I'll post those, and please subscribe, please like, please tell all of your friends if they're into this kind of thing, and leave me comments, because I'd like to do a little Q&A at some stage and answer your questions as well. Bye.